Rapunzel. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, a husband and wife were expecting a baby. One day, the wife was looking out the window at the garden next door. She saw a patch of lettuce, which was called a Rapunzel. Suddenly, she wanted some. "My dear husband," she said, "I simply must have some of the delicious-looking lettuce from that garden." "The garden belongs to a witch," whispered the husband. "She is said to be the most fearsome witch in all the land. But if you want some of her Rapunzel, then I will get it for you." That night, the husband climbed over the wall into the witch's garden. Quickly, he picked some lettuce. As he was about to leave, the witch appeared. "Madam," the man stammered, "my wife is expecting a baby, and she craves this Rapunzel lettuce. I will let you have some of my lettuce, which I have planted and which I have tended with such care." The witch replied, "But I want something in return. When a child is born, you will give it to me." The man agreed, never dreaming that the witch was serious. A few months later, a beautiful baby girl was born. "What shall we name her?" the new mother asked as she and her husband admired their daughter. The new father smiled down at the baby. "We should call her Rapunzel, after the lettuce that you wanted so badly." Suddenly, the witch appeared. "She is mine. Remember your promise," she said to the father. Then the witch snatched the child and disappeared. Rapunzel grew to be a beautiful young woman. She had long golden hair and an enchanting voice. But she was lonely. The witch was afraid someone would take Rapunzel from her, so she locked the girl in a high tower with only her swing to keep her busy. Rapunzel could see the world through her window, but she could not get away. The only way into the tower was through the window. When the witch wanted to visit the girl, she stood at the bottom of the tower and called, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, lay down your hair to me." Rapunzel would hang her bread out the window, and the witch would climb up. Every day and every night, the witch called out to her. And every day and every night, Rapunzel laid down her hair. And so, it was that years passed, and Rapunzel met no one but the witch. Rapunzel was sitting at her window one night when a handsome prince happened to ride by. As he continued on his way, the prince couldn't stop thinking about the lovely young woman in the window. He began to ride by the tower every evening to catch a glimpse of her. One night, he saw the witch call to Rapunzel. He watched in amazement as the old woman climbed up Rapunzel's bread. The prince visited the tower for the next 3 nights. Each time, he heard the witch call out the same thing. On the first day, the prince returned during the witch's afternoon visit. He waited until she had climbed back down Rapunzel's hair and disappeared. Then he stood under the window and called up to her, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, lay down your hair to me." At first, Rapunzel was frightened. She did not recognize the voice calling up to her. But when she looked out the window, she saw the handsome prince below. The prince told her that he was a friend, and Rapunzel agreed to let him up. The prince returned often after that. Each time, he waited until the witch had gone, and then called up to Rapunzel to let down her hair. Day after day, the prince and Rapunzel talked and laughed. Very soon, they had fallen in love. The prince told Rapunzel that he wished to take her out of the tower, and the two began to plan her escape. Finally, the day came for the prince to free Rapunzel, but just as they were preparing to leave the tower, they heard a voice below. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, lay down your hair to me," the witch called. "She must not find you here." Rapunzel cried, but there was no place for the prince to hide. Rapunzel had no choice. She had to let the witch into the tower. When the old woman saw the prince, she flew into a rage. "You'll not visit my Rapunzel again," she shrieked. She grabbed some scissors and cut off Rapunzel's braid. "Now go," she shouted at the prince with a mighty shove. She pushed him out the window. "No, please," cried Rapunzel as the prince fell. She ran to the window and leaned out so far that she tumbled out of the tower too. Luckily, Rapunzel and the prince landed in the bushes and were not hurt. As they looked at each other, the two started to laugh. Without Rapunzel's braid, the witch was the one stuck in the tower. The prince stood and helped Rapunzel to her feet. Then he gently led her to his horse and helped her climb on. He jumped onto his horse behind her, and the two quickly rode off, leaving the witch behind for good. The prince took Rapunzel to see her long-lost parents. They had missed their daughter terribly all these years, and were thrilled to have her back. The prince left Rapunzel with her parents. They had a lot of catching up to do, but he came by to visit her every day. Not long after that, Rapunzel and the prince were married. There was great happiness throughout the land. Rapunzel planted a beautiful garden near the castle, where she grew lots of the delicious lettuce, for which she had been named. The witch lived all her life locked up in a tower, and Rapunzel and her prince lived happily ever after.